You can be showing up brilliantly in 9 areas of your life and still be hiding in one. And that one area, it's like a pebble in your shoe. Small, irritating, easy to ignore at first, but it works its way deeper and deeper, and before long it's affecting how you walk. That's what I want to talk to you about today. Maybe you're strong in your relationships. Maybe you show up great as a parent. Maybe you're an awesome friend, a solid professional. Maybe you've done real inner work. You've grown, you've healed, you've come a long way. And you know that, you can feel it. But there's this one area, you know the one, the thing you love when you're on your own, the thing that lights you up in private. But the moment it comes to sharing it, to letting other people see it, something shuts down and fear moves back in. You pull back, you stay hidden. And here's the thing, even with 9 areas going well, that one area still costs you something. At a soul level, you know you're not being the fullest version of yourself. You feel unsafe in this area, like you can't be your true self. And the gap between who you are privately and who you're willing to be publicly, that is where the hiding lies. So why does this happen? How can someone so capable, so healed, and so genuinely whole in most of their life still have that one locked door? It comes down to a thought, a belief, something you've told yourself if you open that door and let people in. Maybe it sounds like, what if they judge me? What if they don't get it? What if I put myself out there and it means something terrible about who I am? The thought creates a feeling, fear, shame, vulnerability, and that feeling drives you straight back into hiding every single time. And here is what nobody talks about. You can't think your way out of this. You can't just tell yourself to be braver, to care less, to believe in yourself more. I've tried. It does not work. The thought has to be captured. You have to feel the emotions that are brought up when you think that thought. There is no other way around it. The fear has to be processed at a body level before new beliefs can take root. Otherwise, you're just pasting a positive thought over a live wound and it won't take hold. This is the work. This is what I call the captive thought method. Notice the thought, feel what it is doing to you, process that emotion, and then, and only then, can something new actually take hold. There was a season where I could show up in almost every part of my life as a mother, in my career, and how I moved through the world. From the outside, I looked like I was up for any challenge. But the idea of sharing my writing, sharing myself as a creative, that door stayed firmly shut. And underneath it was this belief that nobody would care, that I wasn't enough, that my writing wasn't enough. What shifted things for me was not positive thinking. It was going into the fear itself, sitting with it, letting it move through my body, instead of running from it. And in that process, something loosened. Here's the truth that changed everything for me, and I want to offer it to you now. Nobody's really paying that much attention to you. Not yet, not in the way that you fear. And I know that might sound a little harsh, but it's actually one of the most freeing feelings, because right now, whilst you're building, whilst you're still finding your feet, you have this gift of relative invisibility. And that is not failure. That is where you build your capacity. That is where you rebuild your resilience, your inner safety, your sense of who you actually are. Because here's what you're working toward. A foundation so solid that when the world does start to notice, when someone says that unkind thing, when the criticism comes, even when the haters show up, It doesn't take you down. Not because you've grown a thick skin, but because you know where your worth comes from. You're not looking to the outside world to tell you you're enough. You accept yourself. You know yourself. And if you follow God, as I do, you also can know that at the deepest, most foundational level of yourself, you are fundamentally loved. And that is a firm foundation to build a life on. Not the opinions of others, not the algorithm. That's where real shift happens. Not in forcing yourself to be seen before you're ready, but in doing the inner work that means that when you do step out, you're stepping out from a place of safety, not from fear, not from desperation, but from groundedness. So here's what I want you to do this week. Just one thing. Think about that area, the one you've been hiding, and ask yourself, what is the thought hiding underneath? Don't try to replace it. Don't try to fix it. And don't try to slap something positive on top of it. Just notice. Name it. Write it down if that helps. That's the first step in taking it captive. I've made something for you. It's a roadmap, and you can find it in the description below. Download it and it'll show you exactly where you are and what your next steps look like. You were not meant to stay hidden, especially in that area that feels the hardest to share. That is where the treasure lies. That is where your true self lives. And that's exactly why it feels so difficult to share. But that is your work. And that is why you are here. To bring the light that lives inside of you out into the world. What if that pebble in your shoe is actually your first stepping stone into feeling fully alive? Until next time, I cannot wait to see you shine.